As we continue to follow some breaking news out of City Hall tonight, we are learning that the Department of Justice has asked federal prosecutors to drop the criminal charges that Mayor Eric Adams currently faces. And we are already getting some calls on the matter tonight. So, Public Advocate, let's get to our first caller of the evening. I believe Courtney from Bushwick is dialed in. Courtney, thanks so much for your call. And what's your question for the Public Advocate tonight?
Hi, Jumaane. Great to see you. I'm very concerned because it's kind of clear that Adams is compromised and in bed with Trump. And so I want to know what we as New York City residents can do, because we in the majority did not vote for this.
Well, thank you, Courtney. I think it's a great question. One, as I always said, what happened in the courtroom, everyone has a right to that. And so however that played out, I still believe that personally, this wasn't the mayor that we needed right now. And so what I would just tell Courtney is, however she feels, there's going to be an election in June, and you can definitely send your messages in the ballot box, and I would encourage you to make sure your neighbors are as well. In the meantime, we have to make sure that we're working together to protect all of our neighbors. And so I would invite Courtney to get in touch with my office, our local elected official, or some of the advocacy groups, because this is the time for all. There's a saying I've been repeating from Brazil, which is no one let go of anyone's hands. And I think people believed that this would only hurt the people they don't like anyway. But that's not how these things work. And so we're seeing the massive kind of chaos and concern that this is meant to create. And it's actually just about creating a space where you're criminalizing people just for existence. And that affects all of us. So I'm hoping Courtney will link up with some other folks and kind of just do what we can to protect as many New Yorkers as we can.
When we were addressing this earlier, you mentioned that, like any person in the U.S., that the mayor is entitled to his day in court to prove his innocence. However, should that not happen, would you see this as a case of justice denied, perhaps?
Well, what I do point out is the hypocrisy of this mayor to say that he should have a day in court, but other people who are here should not. And that's what he was specifically saying, because we're now talking about, in the Laken-Riley Act, is basically saying they want to deport people simply for being accused of a crime, not that they committed a crime. So literally, shoplifting is one of the crimes. So if you're a young person, 15, 16, and you stole a bag of M&Ms or some Snickers, the mayor wants you deported before you've even been found guilty. And that has nothing to do with murder and has nothing to do with rape. So the hypocrisy of his leadership is abound. And again, it's unfortunate. So those are the things that I try to point out, because what I want to focus on now and have been is trying less on this lack of leadership from the mayor and how can we fill the void, because New Yorkers are scared, they're concerned, both people who are trying to get services and live in the city and workers who are trying to provide it as well. So that's what I try to focus on the most. But everybody should have their day in court. That includes the mayor, that includes our newest New Yorkers.